Nigerians, don't let them say you are not bright or you are not global talent. Come and listen. Let me show you how to land USD roles in 2026. No BS. I've been earning in USD since 2020 and I've tried a lot of things. And honestly, I started from complete zero. I didn't have any background. I didn't have anybody guiding me. And I watched some videos, yes, but most of the process, I had to figure it out for myself. Back then, the kind of mentorship I needed was going to charge me about $1,000 for me to get started. And the problem was, I didn't have that kind of money. So I understand your position. So what I'm trying to do with this video is give back. No BS. I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do. Okay? How to identify what role actually fits your current skills, how to position your CV properly, what jobs to target, how to find companies that are actually open to hiring globally. Okay? Now, quick disclaimer. First, this is not a short video. If you are looking for a quick 5-minute hack, then honestly, this video is not for you, and that is fine. Second, this process would be different from person to person. Some people already have the experiences that can translate well internationally, so their transition would be easy. Others may need months of learning, repositioning, and applying strategically. But what I can confidently tell you is this: if you genuinely put in the work, the process will position you far better for international opportunities than randomly applying online every day. Lastly, if you're watching this video on TikTok or Instagram, you are probably watching the short version because I can't post the full breakdown here. So the full video is on YouTube and the link is in my bio. So let's go into my desktop. Okay, so here we are in my ChatGPT. I'm using a free version so that you wouldn't say that it's paid version that gives me good access to all the tools, all the things I'm about to show you. Second, I also have Gemini open because I also want to show you that I use 2 simultaneous AI tools so that it will be easy for you, so you can create any, you can pretty much use any good AI tool out there. I suggest ChatGPT because I think it does a better job generally, but whichever one you have access to is fine. So let's go into it. First of all, I'm going to pick a CV. So I decided to use my wife's CV with her permission. So this is her CV and it's an old CV. This was just when she was leaving the bank, and I use this CV because it is, in my opinion, would be quite close to many of the CVs that people watching this video will see. You're probably in the bank, you're probably a teacher, or you're just doing some role that you feel is quite redundant. So she was working with Zenith Bank. This was her role. She had this experience, and this is actually not an 8 years standard CV. This is actually a very bad CV, but I will take you through the whole process. I'm using this CV so that you would start from the scratch, like I said. So what I did first was I fed the CV already to ChatGPT. Or before I continue, let me show you something else. When I created prompts, so that you don't have to figure it out, I'm giving you exact prompts. But I'm going to start from prompt 1. I'll explain what each prompt does, at what point to use each prompt, and what you're going to use them for. Okay, so we're going to first go into role discovery and positioning. We need to understand what your current skills are and how we can position you for good roles. So the prompt already structured. You're a global role, remote jobs, career strategist, and blah 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 blah. I'm not going to read all of this. I'll give you the prompt. You read it yourself. So I first of all gave you my CV in the prompt, then you look at what it gave me. Immediately it told me I have reviewed the CV for, I don't even know why you didn't give me the name, and there are already few strong signals. So it already mentioned that this is a customer facing communication experience, there's banking operations, there's marketing and social media exposure, there's administrative coordination, and all of this and all of this and all of this. So the biggest question is not what can you do, it is which direction should we sharpen your global marketing profile. Now the point is, I heard it in the prompt, ChatGPT does the rest. But what the most important part is that it starts to ask relevant questions, and this is where you need to answer. So first question, what kind of work do you do, and what do you actually enjoy the most from your past roles? So it gave me a couple of lists, and then I start to answer from here. So I just chose, I like from the list it gave me, I like A, D, E, F, and G. And what has driven me more was more the commute rather than the work itself, which is just true. That's actually very true for my wife. So good, that answer changes the positioning significantly, blah blah blah. So again, it's trying to understand my skill, understand how to position me. So it has given me a first draft saying you likely fit in better into customer success, account management, operations, client support, project coordination, blah 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 blah. The banking dispute resolution experience is valuable because it signals all of this, which is very very important if you're going to position yourself for customer service. And a lot of remote employers value that more than junior marketing experience. Okay. So next question, tell me about your communication level in real work situations. Specifically, are you comfortable leading Zoom or Google Meet and all of that? So I just copied all of this, pasted it, and answered to each of them. Yes, 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 yes. To some extent, 10. That's what I did. So again, this is strong, a confident English communicator who can blah blah blah. You know how ChatGPT is now. A mistake would be positioning yourself as just a marketer or just an admin that want to sell, blah blah blah. So next question, let's just move on to the next question. I don't want to keep the video unnecessarily long. What tools or software have you used hands-on? Even basic usage matters. Now this is very, very important too. Basic usage matters. Many tools, software, you just have to at least go on there, know how the interface looks, what the UI, the user interface is. You don't really need to have great extensive usage. You will learn as you go. I mean, I trust the Nigerians are not dull. You are bright. So if they So examples of the tools here, you listed all of them, list everything you have used confidently, even if not advanced. So I just copied and pasted all of them, then mentioned the reporting tools and every other thing here. So again, it has given me some more context. Another observation is your profile is stronger operationally than technically. So this is an important distinction here. You know why later on. So the smart strategy is not trying to compete for high technical roles. The smart strategy is becoming extremely credible in all of this. So these are realistic. Next question is, what compensation are you targeting realistic for a fully remote international role? And the truth is, you might not know this. In case if you do, you can put it here. But I decided not to put any figure so that I will leave it blank again. So ideal target, this is minimum acceptable, what you prefer, and blah, blah, blah. So I already said I don't know what best. I don't know what is best. I prefer stability, good protection, and work-life balance. Would you prefer customer facing roles or international, blah blah blah? I think I said customer. I just posted customer service and I said, I wrote this is fine, but it's ChatGPT is smart enough to extract the answers. So then based on your profile, these are realistic landscapes. Entry level remote admin support jobs. They are often underpaid, but to be fair, even what we mean by underpaid will still come to about over $1 million in Nigerian naira. And again, no, let me pause at this point. In case if you're an African from a different country, you can very much apply the same rules. I'm just in Nigeria, that's why I'm talking Nigeria. But I know this would work for pretty much any African anywhere. In fact, anybody anywhere. So they're shown mid-quality customer operations and support roles and all of this. Giving your experience level and correct positioning in the realistic international remote compensation range is this. So this is highly achievable from what he's saying, which is this comes to about $1 million, 1.3 naira a month, to as high as 1.7 million a month. So going as far as over almost 2.5 to as high as even over 3 million a year. This is even though, to be honest, I've seen roles that are offering even basic levels, offering as much as $88,000 a year. So this is just to make you know that you can earn a lot more than you think you are earning right now. It's very possible. Okay. Now the important part, we do not want to really general. I don't even want to go through all of this. This is not my goal. Good. So now it's giving me my identity based on everything so far. These are my strong adoptions. First one is saying is customer success. It gives you some context, what they do, why you fit, and the gaps I have. Second one is client operations coordinator, giving what they do, why they fit, and the gaps as well. Next one is trust and safety and risk operations. This one is a very high paying role if you have experience in it. Many organizations, if they end up hiring you, they will pay lots. Because when it comes to risk is not a joke. But that is for that. Then there's customer support for B2B SaaS. And then we have account coordinator, account manager. Generally, if you get into any customer service role, you want to eventually go into account coordinator, account manager. At account manager level, you should be earning upwards of $100,000 a year. So, average account and manager roles earn from 100K to about 140 with any good organization. So that's how high they pay there. So it gives you what you should not position yourself as and blah blah blah. So now it asks me I should make a strategic decision. What do I want? Do I want this or do I want that? And I choose customer success. Now I'm going to pause at this point and we're going to see what Gemini did. Okay, so let's go to Gemini. So in Gemini, I did the same thing, gave it the same prompt and gave it the CV. I started asking me straight questions. Step 1, experience and industry nuance. You have this. So what he asks is regarding your role as any bank and this, did you have any direct involvement in product development cycle of their card applications? So that's what he asked. So I explained that the experience was card dispute settlements. So understood, it clarified this, asked me the next question, what kind of tools have I worked with? I told you most of these tools here. I mean, you can be specific with the tools you have worked with. And then he then asked, with these tools, okay. Then he said achievement and impact, which is very important. What was my primary goal? What kind of work was I doing? As anyone works in the kind of, let's say metric, what's the word? What actual metrics do I have? Yeah, that's the word. And this is very important when you're positioning for internal orgs. They cannot judge your training. They cannot judge your skill level. The first thing that they will judge is your actual metric. You must cream your metrics as much as possible. Also, KPI. So whatever your performance indexes or indices was in your previous org or your current org, you must take note of them and you must cream it as much as possible. Is that fair? So yeah, I wrote brand awareness and I just wrote something clear. So transactions about 50,000 transactions per day. Files about 78 files per day. I mean, I even heard that they even dropped to 100K. I don't even know how that is. Facts, let me not talk before they'll come from me. So this is a significant volume, blah blah blah. What is work style? I also answered, okay. Work style, okay, ask me this, do I prefer asynchronous work or synchronous work? What higher commissions am I looking for? And all of this. And then I gave it some answer here. I prefer asynchronous work, and then you can suggest for me. So then we go to the next thing. So since I prefer this, these are the possible roles and compensations. So he told me if I go for trust and safety chatbots, especially, which if you remember from ChatGPT, something similar to this was what ChatGPT gave me as well. So it's telling me the roles, the price range, product marketing coordinator, it told me customer success manager. You can see this is now more realistic figures, what actual organizations are willing to pay. This is years of experience, 5 years post BSc, seniority mid-level, okay, transferable skills and all of this. Now again, go through all of this. If there's anyone that is over polished, make sure you correct it. What do I mean by that? You do not want to lie on your CV. I'll tell you what, they will test you. And when they test you, you will fail. So you not get into that position. And also you do not have to oversell yourself to make this work. You just have to do your best. If at the worst case scenario, you go through an entry level role, which will still pay more than whatever you're earning in there. I assure you that. So be encouraged in a way, I guess. So again, he's saying that the international market demand that you're looking at fintech as looking at fintech and SaaS. And these are possible roles, so trust and safety, this and customer success. So assessment, he told me the gaps to improve. I'm going to go to risk assessment. Of course, I have to understand the global fraud tools. Global fraud tools. This is what it says. It suggested as that, and all of this and all of this. So which role would you want to choose for a position report? I chose customer success because that's what I preferred. And then he gave me a quick report. This is a chosen role. This is 5 years of professional experience. This is what I have. This is what I don't have, and all that. Then I told you to create a concise positional reports that I can copy out of here if needed. Now, again, if you're using a free version of many of these tools, it might be wise to copy all of these things into a different file so that you won't lose them. And mind you can do all of this on your phone. I'm just using my laptop because it's easier. So you can get everything done on your phone. So give me a professional CV and all of this. Pretty much I can just copy this out. So now before we go to the next stage, I want to also show you what ChatGPT showed for this. Give a positioning report as well. And give me pretty much the same thing. I don't want to waste time with all of this. It's unnecessary. I'm just going to scroll down to here. Good. So now, okay, access for a concise position report as well. So that's what it is. So I can copy that. So I'll go to the next stage. Now, the next stage is we want to identify skill gaps. So if you come to my prompt list, I have 1B. 1B talks about skill gap and roadmap. Now, no matter how much skill you have already, the truth is there's still things that you do not know. Especially when it comes to tools. Tools are very, very important in the remote world. People need to know that you can communicate. People need to know that you can handle some of these tools. And that is most times where people fail. Because in fact, you hear many times on an interview, what tools have you used? Yeah, very direct to all of those things. So what I created this prompt for is to be able to identify tools that you need or skill gaps that you have, tool gaps that you have, and certification gaps. Those three. Because you can get into easy entry level roles with good certifications. And unfortunately for us, some of our certifications in Nigeria will not translate directly. So this prompt is supposed to analyze all of this, then provide you some responses. And I've already copied that and I have already done that for this chart. So for here, I gave it the prompt and it went straight and gave me a category, what hard skills I need and all of that. I'm not going to read all of this, but pretty much you notice that if I'm going to go with fintechs, that things that are important for them. This one was a little broad in my opinion, but it mentioned things like, I talked about CS platforms, product analytics tools, the certifications and learning parts. I even told it to mention places where you can get this learning and certifications for free. HubSpot is one of the biggest ones. HubSpot Academy is free of charge. And that one you can do is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn offers a first 1 month free if you have a career plan. So you can use that first 1 month to get as much certifications as possible and add it to your LinkedIn. So let me know in the comments if you want me to bring somebody from HR that actually teaches you or shows you how to optimize your LinkedIn. If you think that is valuable, let me know in the comments. Okay, so HubSpot Academy, this is what it is. It gives this one is a paid tool. Again, I don't really like Gemini, I don't know if you like. But technical, blah blah blah, I don't care about this. Okay, this is another one of these mentioned, Salesforce. And that big institution apart from LinkedIn and HubSpot is Salesforce itself. Salesforce is a large, I think they've been around since 2004. So it's a long time. So a good experience because I'm pushing customer success here is I should create a learning path there and follow through. So talking about learning roadmap, this is what I should learn. Phase 1, phase 2. Just giving you straight up work to do. Okay, so this is the gap and it's telling you what to do. Let's go to ChatGPT and see what it gives. So what does ChatGPT give? Let me see. Okay, customer success skill gap and blah blah blah. So first of all, it notices that I need SaaS customer success fundamentals. I think this is more relevant in my own experience because these are things that are real on customer service roles. So why does it matter? This is what it is. Again, it's mentioning HubSpot Academy, it's mentioning success coaching on YouTube, it's mentioning all of these blogs which you can go to. Then it says for technical workflow there, it's talking about beginner to intermediate. There are things you need to understand. So it's mentioning again places you should go and learn them from. And then data reporting skills is very important for customer success. Like this was not customer success, but mentioned the tools relevant to the role that you selected. And then most important, missing soft skill, commercial confidence, executive communication, ownership mindset. These are necessary. These are important for going to do account management. And then command tools and platforms to learn. You have to learn all of this. These are also important because these are common remote work or generally tools that we use in remote space. This is what is recommended. And then certifications that would actually help. So it's asking for a HubSpot customer service or CRM certification, which is great, which is important. It is free. The value is high. Priority is very high. Also use Salesforce. The value is high. Priority is high. Look for actual customer success certifications for on Salesforce. Let's look at what it says here. Salesforce appears constantly in CS job descriptions. It's very true. We need to get a Salesforce certification if you can. Then good analytics and all of that. So then I'm not going to spare time reading more. I don't want to make this unnecessarily long. So then it gives you a learning roadmap, gives you a priority roadmap like the other one. It's part of what I wrote in the prompt for it to do. And there you have it. So now you are closer to where you need to be, you have a clearer positioning, you are familiar with your SaaS, then you can now brag about these different tools on your CV. So the next task now is we're going to create a base CV. Now, what do I mean by a base CV? The way I'm going to show you how to do this is not spray and pray method, which is just apply to every role in this world that reads customer success. It works, but it's strenuous. How I'm going to show you to do this is to find actual organizations that care about applying or employing people from anywhere in the world and are paying very well. And many of these organizations, the best way to get them in your CV is that you must attach keywords. Many of them use AI automation tools to read your CVs even before a human looks at it. Even though they might tell you that the human will look at it first, most times it's not true. What happens first is an AI tool first will go through your CV before a human does. The best way to pass that AI checkpoint is that you mention key points from the job descriptions in your CV. So I'm calling this a base CV because this is what you're going to use. We're going to feed this to also an AI tool, or you can use JobScan AI. Now, they did not pay me for this review I'm about to give them, but of all the tools, ATS tools I've seen, I think they're pretty good. They are paid, of course, so if you do not have the money to use them, use AI, you'll be fine. But if you have the money, by all means, go to JobScan AI. And if you people from JobScan AI have seen this video, come and give me a freebie. Let me dash these people in my comment section. Thank you. So back to us here. We're going to create a base CV, and then this is what we're going to use. So I have the prompt also. The prompt is also here. That is my prompt 2, not yet prompt C. Or maybe I should talk about prompt 1C before I go to prompt 2. So first, let me just talk about prompt 1C quickly. So this one is in case if you looked at all the offers it gave you from the prompt 1B, the suggestions from prompt 1, sorry, and you realize that you don't like that the roles, the options it gave you, you can give it this prompt and it would question you around what you like. Maybe the roles, maybe you want transition from back into full UI UX, or you want to go into engineering from a non-engineering or non-technical role. That's completely fine. The task here is for you to find out what is transferable from your current skills and show you the gaps and also point you in the right direction of what you need to learn. Does that make sense? So that's what prompt 1C is for. So prompt 2 is one I use for the ATS based CV creator. And I use it on both ChatGPT and Gemini as well. And so it gave me the ATS based creator. So see, it has already pre-positioned this. Now, people might think that this CV is nothing special about it. It looks so bland. Let me tell you for free, this is much more effective than your colored and very polished CV. I know because I have tried it. If a human was reviewing your CV, then your fine CV will matter. But guess what? Humans don't review your CV until the first interview. And the problem is your CV will probably not pass the AI guardrails before it will even get to a human to see your CV and say, your CV is actually beautiful. So instead of spending too much time beautifying your CV out, my advice is do a CV and have a portfolio. It can be a website portfolio, an online or offline portfolio. You can add it to your CV so that if you want to impress people, they can use that and be impressed. Especially if you are in graphics design or anything that involves visual design, it might be interesting just to show that you can. So that's a good thing to add. So here we are. And just maybe a side note here, generally anybody can create a portfolio. I don't use a portfolio. I'm in sales, I don't need it. But in case you think that you have some projects you have worked on that you think you want to show off, the portfolio is quite great for that. Okay, so do that. So here it gives a simple customer success associate. Customer operations gives you a heading for her, gives you a basic professional summary, gives you core skills, the tools and platforms, then talks about your professional experience. Now, if you read this, it is speaking. It will use words and keywords that most job descriptions in this field would pick. Okay? Now, of course, you should read it and be sure that it's not adding things for you that are not true. Do not want that. Also, like I said, when we start going to apply for jobs, we'll pick the job descriptions, bring them here, and we edit these CVs with the necessary keywords in respect to that job description so that you can use a CV for every new org. Yes, I said use a CV for every new org. That's the only way you get it all. Because I do not want you. So I South Africa and blah, 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 blah. I don't really want to volunteer on all of this. I don't want to spend time on all of this. This is volunteer experience. Good. So ATS review. Now it's estimated ATS score is about 78 to 84%. Typically, I like to get over 90%. So my ChatGPT knows that. And I think I also put that in my prompt. Yes, I think I did it in my prompt. That's why it's giving the scoring. So it has already mentioned things that it is strong in and things that has improved. But it has also mentioned weaknesses. Okay? So that what you can do is any of these weaknesses you can work on, do work on them. Piece of advice here, if you're just starting out, find free roles to work on. Find free projects to work on. You're not going to start any money right off the bat. It's normal, it's completely fine. Okay, don't be lazy. Find free roles, do some free work first. Whilst then you can have some of this experience with some of these tools for 3 to 6 months. In fact, let me tell you, as truthful as I can be, many entry-level roles are fine with 6 months experience. They're completely fine. If you have 6 months experience, they would employ you. But that 6 months, it can be a completely free experience. You don't have to have earned money on that. You can find somewhere to work for free. Just need that 6 months to add it to your CV. Then you can produce all of these USD entry roles. Let me continue. So no dedicated remote experience and all of this plenty things here. So it has told you what your priority should be, what you should do, and all of that. Let's see what Gemini says. So it also gives an optimized CV, the same thing, professional summary, blah blah blah. It gives you the personal experience. You see, it touches most of the same thing. Okay. Well, I think it has hallucinated here because where did Cornerstone International School come from? Gemini is cray. There's no, this Cornerstone International School is from nowhere. I don't know where it brought it up from. So certifications, blah blah blah. Good. So now it gives you a score again. The score is about the same thing with ChatGPT is about 85, and then it tells you what to improve. Now you see all of this is why I say you should read your CV, because what the hell is Cornerstone International School? Because that's not, it's still AI. It's not perfect. So let's move on. The next task now is we are going to find the actual companies. Let me breathe in. Okay, so we're at the last stage. Was even the last stage? No, the second to the last stage of this whole process. And this time around, we want to find the companies that you can send this series or you can use the SEO skills. But there are important things to note here. Generally, the methods people use for this is we just search customer service roles and you start looking for customer service roles. Problem with that is that you, and the very best, what will happen is that you will get into some small organizations here and there. The roles most times are not long term. They might be a good start, but not long term. You may find one good org once or twice, but many of the great orgs, when I mean great orgs, I mean orgs that have strong remote culture, orgs that have they have a lot of benefits and are willing to hire for much earning in the world. You really not find results that way. So the method I use is what I like to call the top-bottom approach. So what that means is we're not going to look for customer service roles, rather we're going to look for orgs that would employ remote workers from anywhere in the world and see which of them have customer service roles. That is the method I use. And before I know what I like to say that I have tried in the earning source, I have used, I'm just going to call their names now. Of course, I'm not doing assessments for anybody. I'm just giving my candid feedback. I've used FlexJob. FlexJobs does not work really for Africans. It's not very positive. I use a paid version. And quite frankly, I didn't find any role that was open to Africans. So it's not supporting, doesn't support Africans. I've used, we work remotely. Work remotely was great. To be fair, no, great is not the word, or fruit. That's the word, because they didn't give new roles as often as I would have thought. So that's the only downside to work remotely. One of the better tools I think I have seen in recent time has been JobGether. That's what they call themselves. It has been a good role. Unfortunately, I couldn't try the pay plan because my card was not accepted in that tried pay. So I don't know how pay plan is, but on the free plan, I saw there were pretty great roles in there. There were remote roles for Africans, and I mean, it was great. So I give thumbs up to JobGether. I think it's better if you use the pay plan, but then you can see the roles as quickly as they are posted. That's the only thing for that. Which other platforms are varying? Maybe I'll give feedback on other platforms later. So generally, these platforms are not bad in themselves. Or using searching for these actual customer service roles, for instance, it's not bad in itself. But that's not my approach. My approach is we're going to look for organizations that are willing to employ anybody from anywhere in the world. So let's go back here. And so the next prompt I have is by prompt 3, and this is Global Company Finder. So it's a prompt already engineered to find organizations that fit this category. There are 2 methods to this special, but we'll do this one first. And as usual, I have put it to ChatGPT and Gemini. So in ChatGPT, I put in the prompt, and then I told it to just attribute the company names and the company career link. So you can see it as giving me a list of 10. The goal is going to give me a list of 10, and then I'll ask for next batch running rate. Okay, so once we need a next batch, first type next 10, and it will output next batch of 10. Okay, let's go into, let's see, Gemini, pretty much the same thing. I give the same paradigm, so they give me a list of companies as well. You can see that some of the companies here are same with ChatGPT. And when I give it next 10, it does do with this and that, and that's how it trigger. So what you're pretty much supposed to do is open the careers link in a new tab. I'm just open multiple so you can see. I'm just going to open first 3. This is which 3. I don't need the developers to but that's great. So remote but still connected, blah blah blah. This is their mission. I mean, it's a very beautiful things that they tell you, their values and all that and all that. And they usually will tell you, see, join our fully remote company with over 270 team members of 40 countries. Obviously, they employ from very many places around the world. As you can see, there's someone or some people in Nigeria. You can see in Kenya, you can see in South Africa. So we are covered in Nigeria. You can see Egypt as well as Morocco and Algeria. So that's great. They have a cluster in Europe and the US and North America, but that's fine. So that means that if they have booking roles, you can apply, and the chances of getting a role there is actually good. Okay, so just like I said, you come to customer success. Here, they do not have any roles for Africa. But if we go to their sales, or let me look from here for roles in products. So here, products, you can see EMEA here. So this is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And if we come here, you can see that Kenya is listed. Once I just see an African country listed, I just send my application. Especially if the country is not in North Africa. But sometimes they will be spent. They'll reach these countries like Egypt or Morocco, whereas they're not open to hiring from anybody because they consider Egypt and Morocco really as Middle Easterns, not full Africans. But Nairobi is here, so that gives me, you can see here we have Abuja, You can see there is Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, Nigeria. So again, so that means if you're a senior product designer, you should apply for this role. If you're just going to a job board, you probably won't find it for any of job boards. It doesn't work like that. You see, or you have to do a lot of searching to find it. So that is for Hostway. Let's go to Adaptee. For their customer success, they have only in Turkey. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. What you're looking for is a role that would accept pretty much anybody from anywhere. So we're looking for customer success. This is called customer success manager, not just customer success. Let me see, go to manager, for instance. Let me see what location. The same remote must specify locations. It doesn't specify location, so technically anybody could apply also. So again, we're looking for these kinds of orgs. If we go to next tab, we have Canonical here. Canonical is a pretty good org. We know they accept for pretty much anywhere in the world, and it's still the same thing. Let me just refresh this page because I don't know why it's showing like this. And so if we check commercial expression, people, alliance, and channels, I'm not even so sure where customer success will fall under. Usually I just go to sales because that's what sends me. And then you look for all of these for the featured roles. I said enterprise accounting security. Again, this is open to other places. They're not specific with the area, so you could when they're specific and they say something like LATAM, that's Latin America, you should know that it's not for us to apply. Do I have any other one? So these are the three I just pulled out from ChatGPT that it gave me. You can see that this is already a far better way to do this. So let's try a deal is a Stripe deal. These are popular organizations. Let me use an organization that's not popular. Let's go to this ATN. I don't even know the org myself. Remote is a big org platform. Yeah, I'm going to put this one to that is I know GitLab, I know customer. All right, let me use Recharge. So I'm just checking out all these other orgs and let's see also what they have. Okay, since I didn't open their career link, so I'll just scroll to the bottom of their page. You should see careers at the bottom of most of their pages. For the next one, let me do that at the same time. Or you can, if it has company up here, you know that careers will be somewhere there as well. And let's set this. Not sure why it's freezing. Let's go back to that. So it gives you some context on who they are and blah blah blah. No problem here. Then it gives you their working culture. Obviously, they're not my. Okay, good. So career types, no. Looking for open open positions. So again, this one's they're listing where they want from. So they're listing Europe, there's in Asia Pacific, there's North America, Middle East. So we don't have Africa on this list. So most likely they won't take from Africa, but doesn't hurt to see if they are EMEA region. If you see it and it's not specific to our area, you can pretty much go into it and try and apply and see what happens. Account management is customer success at the higher level. Any customer success itself, let me see. Customer success manager, that's pretty much what I'm trying to explain to you. So again, this might not be a best organization to go on into because of how they're structured. And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to work on my prompt to remove organizations like that. So let me see the jobs here. Same thing, we'll do the same things. Ones that have specific countries they're looking for. You can sort by location or job type, but I like to sort by team. I'm going to say operations management. I usually forget where customer success falls under. Maybe when I'm post editing this, alright, it's there. Is it people are talents now? Let's try. Well, I think it's operations management that customer success falls under. Yeah, customer support falls under operations and talent. So again, these ones, they are going to specific countries. They hire worldwide, but most likely not from Africa. So it's just the same idea. Let's go to Recharge and see what they have. So again, you can scroll to the bottom of the page, see their careers button here, and then you can see their open positions. Benefit and perks, they give you all of this. Flexible, all of these perks are great. So yeah, they only have engineering rooms to open. This is just, they're not specific. Okay, they were specific to West Coast here. That means this is in the US. But this one wasn't specific. Let's see if it specifies the location, for instance. It doesn't really I'm just doing a glance. It doesn't really specify location. So I would say if you're looking to go, then send the application, that'll be great. It doesn't really specify locations here. Usually they'll tell you what they want or what they require. That's where they will not specify location. So you're good. Long and short is that you now have actual jobs that you can apply to. You have how to get to these companies. You have how to find them. Now, I'm going to show you one more way before I tell you the next thing to do when you come to these companies. So this is another way to go looking for org. So if you come to Zapier, Zapier has a list of top 50 good. So they have a blog where they put together top 50 remote companies that let you work from anywhere. So this is a great blog. I'm going to link it below this video. And you can see the organizations here. They talked about what they are and what they do. I spend time going through each of these organizations, opening them up and searching if they have open roles. So this is another way to find great organizations. Let me just pick any one at random. Let me see Chili Piper. Chili Piper is a great org. We're going to check their careers and then we're going to see open positions. When they come down, it's the same thing. You can see they have a sales development role open in USA, having strategic goal, account executives from remote pretty much anywhere. So again, it's just the same thing. You have found a list of good orgs that you can actually go after. So Zapier has one. I'll link this down. Another organization that I know that has one is We Work Remotely. Now, I do not like the work remotely, like I said, for a basic job board, but they do pretty well when it comes to giving you a top 100 org. Okay, if you come here to find out, you see top 100 remote companies. Once you go there, they give you another list of good remote companies that you can search one by one and see if they have open roles. I've seen this, I've used this a lot, and I find them very, very good. Let me look for one. There's an organization I like from the list. Let me open them up and use them as an example. So let's look at Creative Force, for instance. I'm going to go to their website. And then on their website, I'm just going to go to their careers. This is Creative Force. They have a role open. You can see they said ENEA SARS, and if you read here, they said specifically from anywhere in the AEG region, including Europe, Middle East, or Africa. So that's good. Sometimes you see something like they will give you time zone and say anyone between UTC -8 and UTC +2. We are UTC +1 in Nigeria. In Kenya is UTC +3. South Africa is UTC +2. Point here is we should all within this time frame you can apply. Again, this is how I go after ETO, so I'm not just searching blindly. So this part is done. So the next thing is we're going to look for tailor a JD. I'm not going to do it like here, but I want to show you what that means. What that means is you copy this job description. Once you copy it, you come to my prompt list. You will see prompt 4. Prompt 4 is for the job description. Here, you're going to provide your base CV, which we have created already. I'm going to provide your target job description. So you open a new chat on a ChatGPT, feed in your prompt, provide your base CV, and then provide your job description. And to tailor the CV to the job description, extracting all the necessary keywords and ensure your CV passes the AI gatekeeper. So that is the point of that last prompt. So again, I don't want to stress this any longer. I know I've done it for a long time. So pretty much this is the full idea, and this is the structure I use for finding new and remote roles. If you go through it, teach yourself to it, and then you can commit to searching for new roles, maybe 10 every day. Before you know it, you'd have done a lot of organizations, you'd have seen great organizations, you'd have known them. Some of them you'd have put your emails on their email list, so when they have open roles, they send it to you. So this is very important. So I want you to start writing about this as a strategic shift, not a quick fix. Like I said, it's going to take some time for some people. Some people it's going to be this quick because they already have the qualifications. But whatever it is for you, I know for certain that if you commit to this, you would have good results. I no longer want to stress this. I will link everything that I said. I will give you as a freebie down in the video so you can see it. If you have stayed to this coin industry, that means you found value in it. What I want you to do is like, subscribe, and share the video so that many more people could find it. And then also, once you use this process, I want to get your feedback. Let me know how many no's you received, how many interviews. Yes, I said how many no's. I didn't start that. So how many jobs you applied to, how many no's you got, how many interviews you got, and how many jobs or how many job offers you got. Let me know so that people would know also that this process is working. So in subsequent time, you can also let me know. I'm going to review some other platforms that I think work. I have tried that I think work, even down to what kind of platform should you receive money through. I know one I use that I trust. All of those things I can give you value and all of those. So you just let me know what is important to you in the comment, and the most asked for value is what I'll end up trying to give you for. Thank you so much for staying to this time, and goodbye.